Okay, the size of the fabric is cut for adult 9 by 6. For men, it's 9 by 7. The elastic is 7 inches long. Children's sizes is 8 by 5 inches, your square. And the smaller child is 7 by 5. Your elastic will be 6 and 5 for each size. You need a flat hairband. You need a poker, you need a fork foot, you need nippers, and you need a pair of scissors. You need 2 colorful patterns. Put them on top of each other, face up. You need a plain color for the bottom. You're going to put this right on top of the bottom. Then you're going to start with your machine. You're going to start sewing right here. You're going to go all the way down to 1/4 inch, and you're going to turn your fabric. You need a piece of that elastic. You're going to cut off the metal. Take it. Cut it in half. That's 7 inches. Cut it right in half. You're going to take it. You're going to lift up your top piece. You're going to put this right up against the needle. It's better to have an assembly line. Have a couple people sew this, and you're going to sew it. You're going to back tack. And you're going to come. You just want to tack that elastic down so it does not come unfrayed. You're going to gather your corners. You're going to go all the way down to 1/4 inch. Your second side of your elastic in, you're going to go all the way down to the end. You're going to go to the 1/4 inch. You're going to stop. You should be almost even or even with your foot. I use my foot as my guide. That's where I do everything. You're going to take your second elastic. You're going to open the second side up, put it underneath next to your needle. You're going to back tack again. You're going to go to about 1 inch before the end of your fabric. And stop. Go underneath, pull your elastic, make sure it's flat. Bring it over, bring it right in front of your foot. So over that elastic, back tack. And again, you're going to leave that 1/4 inch. Come over, you're going to go halfway up. You're not going to go all the way up, or 1/4 of the way up. You're going to back tack. You're going to bring it out. You're going to take, you're going to pull, have somebody else do this part. It's easy if you have other people working. Pull this right through the hole. Pull your elastics. That way you make sure they're caught. Then this is where your tool comes in handy. You go through this hole. You're going to go to the corners. You're going to pull them all the way out. Have somebody do that. This way she'll check and make sure everything's caught. I used the wrong end. You need the thick end. Get that corner all the way out. When you're done, it's going to look like that. Now, the next part, you're going to take, if they're new and they don't trust themselves for a little bit, you can. Okay, when the person turns it, they should make sure that one side is wrong side and one side is right side. This way, when they're wearing it, they know what goes against their face. Now, the pinner will take, and they will take and pleat it. It doesn't matter how, big of a pleat, just as long as you can get 2 pleats. You do not have to be perfect. And I would have somebody else do this. After a while, after you do quite a few, you will not have to pin. And you'll always stick yourself.
Put it down so I can see.
And then you're going to go to the second side, and you're just going to pull it. Look at it, see if it looks good. Make sure it's at least, you don't have to be perfect, but you want it close. You're going to pin this. You're going to put your second pleat. And it'll look like this. Okay? Now, this is where you need your fork foot. You're going to start on one end. I go in a little bit. You want your foot, your fork right there at the end. You're going to sew just a little bit. Your needle has to be 90-14, otherwise you will break needles like crazy. Make sure that your fabric is even. I try to stick this on the side of my foot. It helps keep the foot even. Well, it won't fit because I'm too close, too far away. Okay, if it stops and it won't sew, get your foot and put it underneath your sewing foot. Right up to, almost to your needle, but not quite. Okay, you're going to pull out your second pin. You're going to sew. And you're going to sew all the way to the end. When you don't quite go off your fabric, you're going to turn. You're going to put your foot right there. Put this down. That evens out your foot. Look for your hole right here. Make sure the material is inside. You're going to turn. You're going to pull out that first pin. You're going to get your foot. You're going to put this in here. You got to make sure your pleat stays underneath your foot. Pull out your second pin. Make sure your material is all even. Okay, you're going to stop almost to the end of your fabric. You're going to turn it. You're going to get your foot again. You're going to go back because you have to back tack this. Swing it back around. I know it looks like a lot of work, but it's necessary. Okay, you're going to go almost to the end. You're going to turn it. You're going to make sure this is pulled out as much as you can. You're going to get your foot again. Put it on the side to keep your foot even. You're going to turn. You're going to come back. And in a second, I'll show you why you're doing this. Okay, you're done. You're at the end of your sewing. Pull up your needle. Pull it out. You're going to cut. You're going to hand it off to somebody, and they're going to trim all the threads. Get all the threads because you don't want them tickling somebody's face. So make sure they're cut off all the way. Make sure that these are all caught in the back. Make sure they're all caught. Make sure this is all caught. The reason why, when they're putting it on their face, they're pulling. You don't want that to come apart. You want it to stay together. That's why you're tacking them down. And this is your finished product. As you can see, it's not 100% perfect. When they wash it, it'll fix itself.